Hey, it's okay. I am here today to color this diaper that I inked yesterday. The video yesterday was me inking it. I gave some pointers on my process and what I think about while I draw them. Alright, so now it's time to color this thing. I've got it on a slightly darker than white, a very light gray, you would call it. I like to go down to like a slightly bluish gray, somewhere right around there. Let's, since I'm working in a little bit of a different lighting, I might change this up a little bit, maybe a little darker, just not any more blue. Yeah, alright. So there's definitely a light source from behind, so this is going to be darker over here. I'm going to make this rim a little darker too because I want this to kind of stand out and jump out at you. Alright, so we're shading some edges over here. Gonna get a small brush to do some fine detail work over here. This detail work you do pretty, you don't shade too much. If you do shade it, it's gonna make it feel I don't know, not clean, unclean. So we keep it pretty high flow and totally opaque. Alright, so got that those little details down there. Now I'm going to do directional lines to kind of sculpt this shape that we've got going on here. Let's see. Got this like, I don't know how else to describe it other than like a big diaper bulge. It's a big shape right here. A lot of padding up against that butt. Alright. So I'm going to do just little tiny occasional lines across to help show what the form that this shape is. We want to help kind of give it perspective and notification. Should have turned off my email, sorry. Okay, so this is where it gets kind of harsh up against the padding starting, and it's kind of like what I said with the detail work down there. Unless we do pretty solid coloring shading, it's going to look a little overworked. And so we'll come back over here on this side and kind of ease up, kind of gradually shape this. Okay, very lightly pressing down here. We want to give it we want to form it this way and we want to form it this way. That's kind of like the cross hatching in a sense that we're doing. I'm going to leave just a little bit of a highlights. Maybe this these little last remnants are catching some light over here. Just a little bit. Alright, there, that's good. And because it is at a kind of a light gray, all off-white, I guess you would say, you can come back in here and use a pure white to add more sheen. Add a like the light source. You add, what is this called, glare or spotlight. Anyways, we're just trying to increase the sheen on it. Give it some shine. Now I'm going to do some tiny, I'm going to turn down the flow just a little bit so it's not a stark line. But these lines are very light and they're kind of hard to notice, but they're going to help shape this diaper as if you were wearing a shirt that had stripes on it. The stripes are not going to be flat. They're going to show some contour of your body. So that's kind of what I'm trying to go for with this, these lines. All right, we got that. Now, I think I'll come up on the multiply layer, and we're going to give this just a slight bit of like a turquoise kind of color, because usually that's kind of like a generic color for diapers, I guess. So I'm going to give it just a little bit of turquoise color. You see that color just barely showing through. This is on a multiply layer, so it's darkening everything it touches also, as well as coloring it. Alright, so a nice turquoise color in there. It helps to give it some life too, even on the other parts that aren't like a tape or anything. If you add just a little bit, it helps kind of make it feel alive. The other colors you might add might be like a blue. We might do kind of a purplish to kind of get, since it's already pretty blue, might give it a little bit of a purple. It's gonna fight that turquoise a little bit. And violet is a darker color, so it's naturally going to look like it's shading it a little bit too. Alright, we got it shaded over here. We got some turquoise and everything. This looks a little strong right there, so I'm just going to touch it up with the eraser. Alright, now I might just kind of play around one little bit with, let's go back down towards a blue. I'm going to play with that and see what that looks like. Here's the full thing. Let's see what it looks like without it. I think I actually like it. Yeah. I'm going to give it more of a definite cutoff, so I might do another line and use a different brush. And we'll kind of erase a little bit right there, so that way it looks like there's some tape going on, and maybe the whole thing is colored that way. We might want to give it maybe some like pink on these gripper things right here. Kind of ties in this color from above. Helps carry the color around, carries your eye with it. And so that, my friends, is how I color a diaper, an unusually big one. I just have the hair to work on now, and then I will be posting this. I've scheduled this for a later date, so the comic is already out. If you want to pick up this comic, see what it's all about. It's a Halloween comic, a little bit scary, a little bit spooky, and a little bit of a kind of a horror theme, but it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. It's the Halloween costume. This costume wants to wear you. An Okayokayokok comic, co-written with Groblek. So if you're interested, look down in the description for a link to the comic. I'll see you on DeviantArt. I'll see you here if you leave a comment, and subscribe. Hit like if you want to, and I will see you next time.